Shri Guru Charitra, Chapter 8 Shani Pradosh Vrat Mahatmya Preliminary. In this chapter, Shripad Sri Vallabh teaches about the Shani Pradosh Puja Mahima to Ambika, who in a state of desperation came to the river with the intention of drowning herself along with her block-headed son. He narrates how a shepherd woman was born as Yashoda in her next life through the merit earned by her by merely watching the Shani Pradosh Puja and becoming the foster mother of Lord Shri Krishna. Shripad Sri Vallabh also blessed the block-headed son of Ambika and endowed him with all the Shastric knowledge and wisdom. In this chapter is also described the emergence of the Mahakaleshwar Jyotirling as a result of the Shani Pradosh Puja done with deep devotion by the shepherd boy. Siddha Yogi continued with the narrative of Sri Vallabh. From Gokarn, Shripad Sri Vallabh went to Sri Shailam and did the Chaturmas there. From there, he went to Navrati Sangam. After spending some time there, he finally came to Kuravpur, near the present Raichur. His spiritual fame spread far and wide, and devotees used to pour in for his darshan all the time. His spiritual power was such that with his mere darshan, people used to be relieved from all distress. He always radiated peace and love. The ailing used to be cured instantly. Spiritual seekers coming to him used to feel highly uplifted. His mere glance would transport people to higher realms of consciousness and fill their hearts with supernal joy and transcendental peace. At that time, there lived in Kuravpur a learned Brahmin. His wife's name was Ambika. She gave birth to many children, but except the last one, none of the others survived. Unfortunately, that boy who survived was dull-headed. All efforts of his father to teach him were of no avail as the boy had no grasping power at all. This was the cause of frustration and anxiety to the parents. The father died in dejection. Having no support, the son and the mother were thrown into penury and had no means of livelihood. They had to take to begging and had to live a very hard and miserable life. They were disgusted with their lives and both of them decided to end their lives by throwing themselves into the river. As they approached the river bank with the object of putting an end to their lives, the woman saw Shripad Sri Vallabh who came there for his path. Seeing the halo around his face and the divinity of his looks, her aching heart was soothed and her desperation overcome by a newborn peace, hope, and joy in her heart. The compassion and love in Shripad's looks charged new life in her depressed and broken heart. She fell at his feet and vented out the anguish in her heart and said, "How I wish to have a son like you in my next birth at least." "So be it, mother," said Sri Vallabh. He added, "But you have to observe a particular vrat. You will have to worship Lord Maheshwar in the evenings on Trayodashi Tithi days, coinciding with and coming on Saturdays, and is called the Shani Pradosh Puja. It is a powerful vrat, and if dutifully performed, it will certainly endow you a son like Lord Shri Krishna himself." He then narrated the following anecdote. Once upon a time, there lived a king named Chandrasen in Ujjain. He had a friend by name Manibhadra, an ascetic who was deeply devoted to Lord Maheshwar. Lord Maheshwar was very much pleased with Manibhadra's devotion and gave him the celestial gem in the shape of a Markatha Linga. This gem, by its mere touch, could turn iron into gold and fulfill any wish of the person who wore it. Manibhadra gifted the gem to Chandrasen, which brought great prosperity to his people and the kingdom. All the kings and people of the other regions came to know about the gem. Some of the neighboring kings wanted to get possession of the gem and they plotted and invaded Ujjain. That day happened to be Shani Trayodashi day, and the king, as was his wont, was engaged in worship in the Shiva temple. Although he was told about the invasion of his kingdom by the enemy kings, he remained unperturbed and unmoved and did not leave his place of worship. One of the cowherd boys saw the king's worship and he also was seized with a desire to worship. He picked up a round stone and started worshipping it as Shivlinga. It was getting late in the night, but the boy remained totally absorbed in the puja. As the boy did not return home while all his companions returned back, his mother felt worried. She came searching for him and found him doing his worship. She asked him to stop the puja and return home along with her instantly. But the boy refused to move from there. The mother got furious and threw out the stone which he was worshipping as the Shivlinga. The boy felt very unhappy and distressed at the sacrilege committed by his mother in her anger. He thought he should atone for it by giving up his life. Lord Shiva was very much moved by the anguish and the sincere and deep devotion of the boy and appeared before him in the linga form, dazzling with the million sun's effulgence. It was the manifestation of the Jyotirling. Along with the Jyotirling, emerged by itself a magnificent temple, the Mahakaleshwar temple. The boy prayed to Shiva to pardon his mother for the sacrilege she had committed. Lord Shiva said that the boy's mother had already earned great merit as she has witnessed the puja which the boy was doing with great devotion, and because of that, she would be having God Himself as her child in her next birth. Meanwhile, the brilliance of the light emanating from the Jyotirling was spreading far and wide, far up to the horizon and in all directions. The kings who attacked Ujjain saw the marvel and realized that Ujjain and its king were in divine hands, and that it would be suicidal on their part to enter into a fight against such a king. They made peace with the king and returned to their kingdoms. Thus Ujjain remained safe, the king and the people remaining unscathed by the enemy's attack. And all this was possible due to the power of the Shani Pradosh Puja. The king made the shepherd boy the ruler of the shepherd community and gifted him with many villages to rule. The shepherd boy's mother felt very penitent for the sacrilege she had committed by casting away the stone, which her son was worshipping with such great devotion. Having witnessed the emergence of the Jyotirling as a fruition and reward for the worship done by her child, she was also filled with great devotion. In her next birth, she was born as Yashoda. As foretold by Lord Shiva, she became the foster mother of Lord Shri Krishna. This was the merit she earned by merely witnessing the Shani Pradosh Puja being done by her son. Had she done the puja herself, God Krishna would have been born to herself as her own son. Shripad Shri Vallabh finally said to Ambika, "If you do the Shani Pradosh Puja devoutly and regularly, you will certainly bear God Himself as your own child in your next life." Shripad Shri Vallabh then blessed Ambika's son. With the mere touch of Shripad, the boy became fully enlightened. Wisdom and knowledge dawned on him. He became proficient in all the scriptures, making the mother happy in all measures. Thus ends the 8th chapter of Sri Guru Charitra, describing the Shani Pradosh Puja Mahatmya. Glory to the All-Merciful, the Omnipresent and the ever-responsive Gurunath. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.